What follows is an observation-based critique drawn from publicly available live-stream transcripts spanning February 8th through May 14th, 2026. This is not a hit piece. This is not an attack. This is a documented pattern analysis, the same kind of work this community claims to value. All observations are sourced from publicly available content. Timestamps exist for everything referenced here. First, what she does well. This needs to be said because a fair critique acknowledges both sides. Nonsense on the web is genuinely entertaining. She is quick, she is funny. She clearly understands how narrative works. When covering cases she has no personal stake in, Betty, the Julie Skolnick legal situation, the web sleuth's deep dive, she can be thorough and compelling. Her audience is engaged for a reason. She has real skills as a broadcaster and a genuine ability to hold attention across long streams. She also has moments of real vulnerability. Her discussion of why she stopped covering BJ, connecting it to her own family's experience with addiction and NICU babies, was one of the most genuine moments in months of streams. Her health struggles have clearly been real and difficult. She is not a cartoon. That said, the pattern, what the transcripts actually show. Over the course of 56 publicly available live stream transcripts spanning nearly 4 months, a set of recurring behaviors emerge that any fair observer would notice regardless of which side of this community they sit on.
Pattern 1. Accusations escalate over time without new evidence. This is the most consistent and documentable pattern across all transcripts. A claim begins as speculation. It is stated with uncertainty. I believe, I think, from what I know. Within a few streams, it becomes stated fact. Within a few more streams, it becomes established history, referenced without qualification. The blob photo accusation is the clearest example. It began as, she was involved. Over months, it became, she was involved in creating an image against the parents of a missing child. The word creating appeared in May 2026, months after the original accusation. With no new evidence to support the escalation, the accusation simply grew. This pattern repeats across nearly every major claim made during this period. The claims do not get more evidenced over time, they get more stated. Pattern 2. I've been saying this is used as a substitute for receipts. Across multiple transcripts, the phrase, I've been saying this for months, appears as the response to requests for documentation. February 10th. I've been saying this and screaming this from the rooftops for months. May streams. I've been saying all along. Duration is not documentation. Saying something repeatedly, even loudly, even for months, does not make it true. It makes it persistent. A fair observer would note that the community has been conditioned to accept repetition as evidence. When someone has been saying something long enough, the challenge shifts from prove it to why would she keep saying it if it wasn't true? That is a logical error. It is also a documented technique. Pattern 3. The standard applied to others is not applied to herself. This is documented in her own words. February 24th, 2026. Unprompted. She stated on stream, hypocrisy is at an all-time high. Every single person is a hypocrite. If you deny you're a hypocrite, you are both a hypocrite and a liar. What the transcripts show. She accused others of having multiple accounts, while admitting on May 11th to managing 3 research accounts herself. She positioned herself as evidence-driven and receipts-forward, the filing cabinet, while spending 8 hours referencing a clip she found, labeled, and then chose not to play. She accused others of using AI tools as a disqualifying character flaw, while her community used AI-generated images and thumbnails throughout the same period. She performed outrage over a sexual threat made against her, while her own February 13th transcript includes, If they bring me up again, I will dox the hell out of them. She shared private text messages between herself and Clue publicly on stream, while positioning herself as someone who protects private communications. She spent years covering BJ, her own admission. February 9th. I spent 2 years reviewing BJ, while accusing others of content farming and obsessive coverage. None of these observations require interpretation. They are direct quotes from her own publicly available streams. Pattern 4. Targets are introduced as speculation and become fact through community amplification. The mechanics of this are visible across the transcripts. A name gets mentioned. The chat responds. The name gets mentioned again. The chat amplifies. By the 3rd or 4th stream, the name is being referenced as a known bad actor without the original speculation being relitigated. This is how multiple creators have ended up named, without evidence, as part of coordinated operations, misinformation pipelines, and bad faith networks. The accusation travels from "I think" to "we know" through repetition and audience participation, not through documentation.
Pattern 5. When challenged, the goalposts move. This is documented in her own May 13th stream. She said it herself about accusations against her. "Every time I come back with the facts, you change the goalpost." The transcripts show this exact behavior applied to others throughout the 4-month period. When a specific accusation is addressed or disproven, the framing shifts. The person is no longer accused of the specific thing. They are accused of a broader pattern, a general character flaw, a community of behavior. The specific claim quietly disappears and a new one takes its place. 41 documented accusations across 56 streams, not one of them supported by verified, time-stamped, directly sourced receipts presented in full context. Pattern 6. People adjacent to targets get swept in. Terry Lynn was placed alongside Julie Skolnick and CramaReels as a cesspool group. Charming Jenna was added to the network. Flavor was added. Creators who simply appeared on the same panel were connected by implication. This creates an expanding circle of guilt by association. Once your name appears in proximity to a named target, it becomes evidence of coordination, even if the only thing connecting you is a shared panel appearance or a mutual acquaintance. The same logic that connects these creators could connect almost anyone in this community to almost anyone else. It is not analysis. It is pattern matching applied selectively. Pattern 7. Her own most serious accusations were never substantiated. The voicemail situation, the blob photo, the collecting videos for Julie claim, the multiple accounts operation, the emotional blackmail accusation. These are the 5 pillars of the narrative built about a specific creator over this period. In 4 months, across 56 streams, not one of them was supported by a complete, verified, in-context receipt. What was presented? Partial clips, private messages shared without consent, second-hand accounts from unnamed sources, and duration of repetition. What was not presented? A complete, documented timeline, verified email headers, YouTube account records, or any primary source evidence connecting the accused to the specific behaviors described. Pattern 8. The theory keeps expanding. February 2026. A specific creator has multiple accounts and was involved in the blob photo. March 2026. The same creator is part of a coordinated operation with Crama and Terry Lynn. April 2026. The operation involves Charming Jenna, Mr. Docket, and the 90-day community. May 2026. The creator represents an entire type of toxic community behavior. The creator is holding people emotionally hostage. The creator's name is now used as a collective descriptor for a way of operating she personally objects to. Each expansion of the theory assumes the previous accusations as established fact. None of them were established. They were asserted. Pattern 9. Vulnerable moments are weaponized.
a creator's dog dying, a creator's domestic violence history, a creator's medical condition, a creator's grief during a difficult period. These were either mocked, doubted, or used as content across multiple streams. This is documented. This is not interpretation. A community that values truth-telling and accountability should have no tolerance for this, regardless of which creator is on the receiving end of it. Pattern 10. The same patterns she identifies in others, she runs herself. This is perhaps the most significant observation across the full transcript record. March 7th. She said about Julie Skolnick, "I really hope in 2 years it's not escalating to where we are with BJ. Can you imagine if she's still getting away with this type of thing 2 years from now, like BJ did?" She recognized the cycle. She named it clearly. She documented it carefully. And the transcripts show the same cycle running. Targets identified, accusations introduced as speculation and escalated to fact, community amplification, expanding theories, resistance framed as guilt, moving goalposts when challenged, applied to creators in this community throughout the same period. This is not said to be cruel. It is said because it is what the transcripts show. What this is not. This is not a defense of any specific creator. This is not an attack on Nonsense on the Web as a person. This is not a claim that every accusation she has made is false. This is an observation that the documented pattern of behavior across 56 publicly available live streams between February and May 2026 does not meet the standard of evidence-based commentary that this community claims to value. If the standard is receipts, apply it consistently. If the standard is documentation, apply it consistently. If the standard is not making claims you cannot verify, apply it consistently. A standard that only applies to some people is not a standard. It is a preference. The transcripts exist. The timestamps exist. The quotes exist. Draw your own conclusions.